Hello, this is Michelle Tonkin, ND. Thank you for joining me on the Healthy Solutions for All channel. In this episode, we'll be discussing the 10 natural ways to manage stress, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me. So, yes, how do we manage stress? Stress usually gets a negative connotation. Stress from work, taking care of the kids, going from jobs that we have planned for ourselves, errands, things like that. But how do we manage stress on a daily basis? What do we do to manage that? And stress usually gets a negative connotation, as mentioned before, but it's actually positive benefits to stress. Stress can get us up out of bed in the morning, get us to pay the bills, go take the trash out, go exercise, eat healthy. Sometimes that's a positive stress. But today we're going to be focusing on the negative aspects of stress and what we can do to help our body to manage it naturally. So how does stress affect us? Well, stress affects us in a few ways. It affects our memory, it can affect our heart, affect our immune health, gut issues, sleep, depression, and so let's look at each of these one by one and see how it affects us and what we can do to help our bodies manage those stressors. So first, how does it affect our memory? Well, many people know that when they're stressed out, your memory kind of goes, we have a hard time focusing. We can't concentrate well. We have a hard time managing tasks that we have to do. And chronic stress can also be harder on children even to learn. There has been studies actually by the UMCC that show there's actually an 8% shrinkage of the hippocampus, or the memory center, with those who have PTSD. There was actually a study done, and you can read this on the slide, in 2018, published by their neurology, that actually confirms brain shrinkage in middle-aged adults. And this even can actually happen even before symptoms show up. And that usually happens with people who have high levels of elevated cortisol for a prolonged period of time. So this is what they had to say about that. They say that our research detected memory loss and brain shrinkage in middle-aged people before symptoms start to show. So it's important for people to find ways to reduce stress, such as getting enough sleep, engaging in moderate exercise, incorporating relaxation techniques into their daily lives, or asking their doctor about their cortisol levels and taking a cortisol reducing medication if needed. So we can see that stress can play a big role in our memory, and it's important that we manage that stress so that our bodies can have a good memory and we can have a good brain health for years to come. So next one is heart. Now, there hasn't really been studies that actually link heart per se to stress, but there's been a study that show that stress can increase risk of heart attacks and high blood pressure and things like that. So managing stress, especially for cardiovascular health, is extremely important. How does it affect our immune health? Well, we all know that when we're under stress, we are more apt to catch colds, are more apt to catch a bug that's coming around, because our body is under that stress, and so it doesn't have the energy, as much energy to fight off the invaders as it normally would, because it's under stress and it's trying to take care of you, so to speak. So it does impact our immune system. Now, how does stress affect, let's say, our gut? Well, that can leave us with bloating and gas and digestive issues. When we're stressed out, our body has a hard time digesting our food that we're taking in. And so that can leave us with gut issues, which can, down the road, create that belly fat that we see. The high levels of cortisol have been responsible for that belly fat that people get later on in life. And that can in turn leads to craving those sugary and salty foods that we know we shouldn't be eating, which can in turn, make us more predisposed to other disease like diabetes or heart disease and things like that. So the next one is sleep. How does it affect our sleep? Well, we all know what it's like, before we have to do something that we're maybe a little bit anxious about. It's hard to sleep the night before, or maybe we have a lot on our minds or a lot on our plates. that can turn into sleep issues for some people, or even people can have insomnia. We know that we need our sleep. Our sleep is how our bodies regenerate and heal and detoxify. So sleep is very important, and stress can affect that negatively. And then how does then stress can also actually affect our emotions. It can make us have depression, anxiety. We can have a hard time dealing with stresses on a daily basis, and we can feel like, hopeless, or in a situation that we can't think out of. Serotonin gets depleted, which is that feel-good neurotransmitter, gets depleted when we are stressed out. And so those are the basic ways that stress can affect our body negatively. Now, how are some ways that we can help our body to manage this stress and to actually reverse it, so we have a more peaceful and feel at peace kind of life where we are balancing and managing stress in our body? Well, the first one is, of course, sleep. We all know that we need sleep. Sleep is a big one. As I mentioned before, sleep helps our body detoxify, to recharge, to help heal our bodies. Our bodies even use sleep to uptake nutrients like vitamin D. So sleep is essential. And for those people who have issues with sleep, a lot of times there might be missing amino acid like GABA or serotonin, which helps to calm the brain down, and you can get that in a variety of supplements. I also highly suggest looking into a really good quality whey protein shake, which a lot of times has a lot of those amino acids in there. It's readily available. Or if you're vegan, there's a vegan alternative to that. Also, you might need magnesium. People with low magnesium sometimes get insomnia issues as well. And as we discussed in a previous episode, a good brand is Ancient Minerals Magnesium. How's another way we can combat stress? Well, we talked about sleep, but also exercise. Exercise is very important for the body, especially cardiovascular health. It helps to improve our heart function, which helps to improve our blood pressure, and also helps to combat some of that negative stress with some positive stress. Helps our endorphins kick in, and take some of that pressure off of us. So walking, going to the gym, whatever that means for you, whatever you can be consistent at, it's going to help you deal with those stressors in your life. So the next one, what else can help us? Spending time outside. Don't underestimate the power of nature and spending time outside and what it can do for you. Helps clear your head, get you in a different space environment, breathing that good air, but also vitamin D. Researchers have found that vitamin D can actually stall Alzheimer's, and some believe it can even prevent it. And vitamin D has been known to help your immune system, with your immune system and your heart health. And so vitamin D is actually a very common deficiency in a lot of people. And it actually needs the receptor, and I think I mentioned this before, vitamin D actually needs sleep in order to synthesize it fully. So it's very important that we get sleep too, but a great source of vitamin D is spending time outside in the sun. 15 minutes of sun time will give you a good source of vitamin D. Also, other good sources are like cod liver oil and egg yolks, but I would much rather prefer to get my vitamin D intake from the sun. Now be careful and don't overdo the sun. Now you don't want to go out there and bake for hours, but a good 15 minutes to an hour here and there, it's going to help you get that sun and vitamin D and get your sleep too, and that's a good powerful impact on your body. Now you can also get vitamin D in supplement form for those people who maybe live up north and aren't exposed to sun as much during some parts of the year. Vitamin D you can get in like fish oils, but also they come in also supplemental form, like a liquid form of vitamin D, which also will help you, especially for those who suffer from SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. Vitamin D can be very effective. Okay, what's another one we can do? Another one we can do is eating healthy. Our diet is very important. I mentioned before, probably in every single video that we've done so far, how our diet affects our health. Our bodies require nutrients to survive and thrive. And without the proper nutrients, we're going to be not doing so well physically because our body isn't going to be able to handle the stressors on it. So a great diet is important. Whole foods based diet, which we discussed many times before, your lean meats, your fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, your root vegetables, nuts, beans, seeds. Those are all going to help you into fulfilling a lot of those nutrient gaps in your diet, and are also going to help you to feel a lot better. Okay, what's another one we can do? We can also go ahead and do deep breathing. Now, people might say, well, how does that help you? Well, when you take deep breaths, it activates something called the hypothalamus. And the hypothalamus is linked to the pituitary gland, which is the master gland for hormones in the body. And it sends out these neurohormones, which helps the body inhibit stress. So, in essence, the hypothalamus is linked to the pituitary, which is linked to your hormones. So, deep breathing helps your body to relax and helps to relax the nervous system, so to speak. The next thing you can do is do acupuncture, chiropractic, or massage. These are all great modalities for helping reduce stress, whether you're stressed from anxiety or pain, or maybe you're just having misalignment issues, which are giving you issues. So these are all great modalities to use if you're dealing with any of those issues. It can help you manage stress in a variety of ways. Taking supplements. I mentioned before, diet is very important. And sometimes, and unfortunately, in our modern era, diet's not enough. We have these nutrient gaps too because our soil, as explained many times before, doesn't have the same nutrients as it used to have even 50 years ago. So it's important that we supplement. And for most people, they can get away with maybe a multi or a probiotic or enzyme. Some people, if they're having a chronic issues, they might need more supplementation depending on their needs. Especially for people who have a lot of stress in their life, they might want to look into things to help support the adrenal glands or the thyroid, or things to help to assist their body handling stress, like adaptogenic herbs. And we'll be talking more about those later. Next, laughter. Laughter is a great way to help reduce stress. There's a verse that talks about that a merry heart does the body good like a medicine, and that's so true. When we laugh, our body releases endorphins. And a good laughter actually helps to relax our body for 45 minutes, up to 45 minutes after. You could even burn calories when you laugh. I think it's like, 15 calories for 40 minutes or something? Something like that. Let me just check. So 10 to 15 minutes of laughter can actually burn 40 calories. So when you're on the treadmill, go laugh. Well, I'm just being funny here. But seriously, laughter does help. Sometimes life can be hard, and we all need to, goof off a little bit here and then, watch a nice comedy, and just, get our minds off of all the stress in our life and just kind of relax for a little bit. The next to last one is considering herbs. There's a lot of herbs that are great for helping the body to handle stress, and these are called adaptogenics. Adaptogenic herbs basically help the body to manage it by balancing the body out. So if your body is really stressed out, it helps to bring it back into balance. A great one is called ashwagandha, and this is also known as a winter cherry or Indian ginseng. It's been around for thousands of years to help people deal with stress, help inflammation, and fight infection. And I'll let you read this little clip here about it, but there's been studies done that show people how this has helped people to reduce stress and anxiety, and as you can read in the slide here, it's been really helpful for them. Next herb we're talking about is holy basil, also known as the queen of herbs, or Tulsi. And this is another great herb. It's from the mint family, and really a great as an antioxidant and helping people with stress relief. So I'm going to let you look at these couple of slides here, and you can see that how this testing done on this particular herb has also helped a lot of people managing and dealing with stress issues. The next one is lemon balm, and this is a nervine and a member of the mint family, also used for thousands of years for people. These different studies have shown that it helps increase GABA, helps reduce anxiety and insomnia, as you can see from the slides here. and it's just a great addition to add to helping your body combat stress. The last herb we're going to be talking about is curcumin, also known as turmeric. And this has been around also for 1,000 years, also really known as an anti-inflammatory, and helps with chronic stress, anxiety, can help reduce or reverse harmful brain changes that can happen with chronic stress. So these are some studies done, and I'll put them up on the screen here. And another study done here in 2016, as you can see, and I'm going to put them on a slide here for you so you can read those. And then there's another one also in 2015 by the same group, and you can see how this has helped people with memory, mood, fatigue, and also just feeling calm and content. And also has been helped to, this particular herb also has been shown to help women with PMS issues. So these 5 herbs, as you can see, are very helpful as adaptogenic herbs to help the body to deal and handle stress issues. The last thing we can do is thinking positive, and this can go a long way more than you think it can. Dr. Emoto has shown that when you speak over a glass of water positively and negatively, it can affect that water. As we know, our bodies are mostly made up of water. And in his studies, he showed that at a microscopic level, when he spoke over this water negatively, it made the water look really gross and distorted. But when he spoke over the same water, a different glass of water, but the same water, positive things, it changed the water so that it looked like a perfect snowflake under the microscope. So how much more does our words and our thoughts affect us? They affect us a lot more than you think. And so speaking positively of yourself, thinking positively, is going to go a long way, as well as helping to reduce and manage that stress in your life, and helping you to feel better about things. So thank you so much for joining me again on this episode. Appreciate you being here. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe to these videos. And please leave me a comment below if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Also, check out our HealthySolutionsForAll.com website for supplements and things of that nature, books I've written, even articles. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. May the Lord bless you. Have a great day.